end of the occupation of Palestine, and they've all been in favor of Palestinians being granted their rights.
Mm. And I think one thing that stood out for me was Saudi Arabia. We know they've been, heavily criticized, for not being in support of the cause of the Palestinian people. They are there at the ICJ today. What has been, their response, and how did they present their oral argument?
So, yes, I agree with you. Saudi Arabia has come under a lot of criticism because they don't want to cut diplomatic ties with Israel, and because they continue to support Israel in terms of, diplomatic relationships, oil supply, things like that. But in terms of the court, Saudi Arabia came out very strongly in favor of Palestine, and it condemned Israel in quite a few ways. And I'll just mention some of the statements that were given by Saudi Arabia. One of the statements was that Israel treats Palestinians as dispensable objects. They then spoke about how Israel's actions are legally indefensible, about how Israel does not want to take negotiations with Palestinians seriously, and they have no intention to negotiate for peace. So really, Saudi Arabia coming on board quite strongly, they condemning Israel, which is good for us. It's refreshing for us to hear it from them, that they condemn Israel, that they condemn Israel's atrocities on Gaza. And they also made mention of the fact that Israel persistently denies any peace talks. So whenever there's an option of having peace talks with Palestinian authorities, when Israel does not want peace, they're not going to come forward and say, let us try and achieve peace, because that's not what they want. They want an annexation of the Palestinians. The Saudi Arabian representatives ended off by saying that if this court does not condemn Israel, then it has failed its purpose, which was very profound.
Mm. And before I let you go, there's going to be an evening session later on, starting soon. What can we expect from that? What can people look forward to? Salaamedia will be broadcasting it live. What are some of the things that we'll be seeing coming out from The Hague?
So we have a few countries that have to make submission today: Belize, Brazil, Canada, Chile, among the countries that are still to make submissions. We will hear whether they are in favor of the end of the occupation. They will submit legal arguments and the legal consequences of the occupied territories, and I will be giving the updates on that.
Mm. And before I let you go again, I think what stands out for me is the fact that there's more than 50 states and multiple international organizations who are addressing the judge at the ICJ. Is that of any significance to have such a large number of countries participating into this? That does it put more, how can I put it, more pressure, from the ICJ to get a more positive ruling at the end of it all?
Absolutely. 52 states are participating, three international organizations. This is the largest case ever heard by the International Court of Justice. So it's unprecedented. It's unprecedented for so many countries to come together and make submissions for a case. It leads to pressure across the world, because this is what the World Court is. This is referred to as a World Court. So it has a lot of consequences. Whether the opinion is binding or not, it impacts the way countries proceed with diplomatic ties, with the aiding of military weapons, with its ties with other countries, and it also brings Palestinians and the Palestinian struggle to the fore. The entire world is now watching, and the entire world is watching what the ICJ is going to do and how it's going to give its advisory opinion, and whether it's going to uphold international law. So it's really, it is a landmark case.
Mm. That's Ayesha Vahed there. Thank you so much. I know you don't have much time. You're probably exhausted, but you are our eyes and ears here in South Africa. To keep us updated on what's happening at the Hague. We're gonna let you go, and I'm sure we're gonna catch up with you tomorrow morning. And you'll also be sending us some stuff that we can share on social media and various platforms for our audience to engage with. But for now, it's goodbye.
Thank you very much, and have a good day.
There
Assalamu
we go.
alaikum.
Walaikum salam. That's Aisha Vahed coming to us from The Hague. Keep your eyes and ears locked into Salaamedia as we continue following this very important story. Aisha Vahed, as you heard there, our eyes and ears live at The Hague. She's on the ground representing Salaamedia there to give us the latest. But for now, we're going to leave it here. We're going to catch up with Ayesha, later on with more engaging content that she'll be bringing us live from The Hague. And, you can keep your eyes and ears peeled onto Salaamedia. Started from yesterday, she's been, giving us live updates, and she's going to be doing this throughout the current case that's currently happening. So, yeah, we're going to leave it here, but we're going to keep on keeping in touch with Ayesha Vahed as time goes on. But from me, Salailo, and Kolani behind the board, it's goodbye. Assalamu alaikum.